Good morning, and thank you for taking the time to be here today. Fresh Squeeze is that quick Monday morning reminder that you can do the good things with your money. And my name is Kelly Reddy-Heffner. I'm a financial planner. And although there is no one-size-fits-all solution to anyone's finances, there's some good things you can do to get started to accomplish the things you want to do. Today's theme is preparation for starting a business. If you are like me, you might already be deep into goals for 2025, well ahead of any New Year's Eve resolution shenanigans. If so, if starting a business is on your list, today's episode will give you a few ideas on how to get started and how to be prepared. So my first tip is I like to be prepared and have some reserve funds in the bank. So whether you are going to use savings to offset a W-2 income or a prior income that you had coming in as you transition to being full-time or more time in your business, or if you're going to use it as capital to buy inventory or to launch your fabulous new service, or if you're using it as an emergency reserve for any surprises that come up. Owning a business always has all kinds of surprises. I recommend having several months of income and or expenses set aside so you have some room to get started comfortably. The more prepared you can be, the better. You can start your business as a sole proprietor, but to have some increased liability protection, you might want to consider a business entity. An example of an entity would be like a limited liability LLC. Do your research with your state to see information about registration, legal entity, and of course, any licensing requirements for the business you are starting. I'm based in Pennsylvania. The Department of State website has a lot of great information, and most states have something similar to get you started. So I would take a look there. Check out the Small Business Association. They have a lot of great information about managing a business, including resources for funding if you need financial assistance to start your own business. Kind of the fresh slice for today, although all of this information is important, I would say the fresh slice is to be able to answer these questions. So as much detail and clarity as you can with these 4 questions, I think will help give you a solid building block to your business and start the conversation about other things that you might need to get started. So first big question to answer is, what product or service do you provide? Second big question, who do you provide the product and service to? How do you know who you want to reach? Third, how do they find your business and what you do? So how can the people that you want to serve, how can they best find you? And I also like to answer, how will you get paid? So once you get the ball rolling, that shouldn't be an afterthought. You might want to think about what you're going to get paid and what you're going to charge for your product or service, but how is that mechanism going to work? Because that might take a little bit to get set up. Again, if you have a product, knowing information about how your product is going to be built, alternative supply chains, that can be an important subcategory as well. I do recommend having a business plan with specific timelines and activities similar to what I previously recommended in a prior Fresh Squeezed for your own personal household budget and goals. Vague is not going to cut it. You do want to have very tangible, measurable, do this, then expecting this result. Here's when I'm going to pivot. I would say strive for excellence, to be really good at what you do. Ask for feedback, test ideas, but do have some caution about perfection. Your definition of perfect might not fit a potential prospect or client's definition of perfection. It may prohibit you from launching your idea because it's not perfect. Again, excellent, really good, lots of great feedback, high quality, but be wary of perfection. Be prepared for ups and downs emotionally and financially. Opening and running a business can be filled with a lot of great experiences, but have some setbacks along the way as well. So again, today's Fresh Squeezed, if you're thinking about starting a business, is to start with those 4 questions. Product or service you provide, who are you going to provide it to? How do they find you? How are you going to get paid? And I think that'll get you started, and you're going to get a ton of questions branching out from that initial tree of ideas. So thank you for joining me, and I hope you have a great week.